This is Game Set Match Kentucky, episode 25, recorded on live video on Tuesday, August 31st, 2021. I had some microphone issues with this one, but here it is anyway. It's entitled Extreme Closeup. Hey everybody, it's time for another episode of Game Set Match Kentucky, where we talk about all things related to the Central Kentucky Tennis Series and probably a whole lot more that you never asked for. This is Tuesday, August 31st. I'm Chris Godby, the chairman and one of the founders of the CKTS, where the lines are good and sandbagging is for golf. As always, I'm here in the CKTS home office in Russell Springs, Kentucky, and back with me today from the outskirts of Bowling Green, Kentucky, is the director of one of our CKTS tournaments, as well as the tennis coach at South Warren High School, home of the Spartans. He's the program director of Talk 104.1 FM and 9:30 AM radio in Bowling Green, where he hosts a morning drive time talk show. Chad Young, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you again. Third episode in a row.
Wow, the trifecta. Good to be here. This is the type of weather that would make a tournament director's job very easy.
It is. It's cool. Now, where I am, there's a light drizzle, so that's no good for, playing tennis. But it's the temperature is certainly agreeable.
Well, I'm just talking about the fact that today's forecast was like 90% chance of rain all day long. So if you're a tournament director, there's no wondering whether or not a storm system was going to hit you or not.
Exactly. That's true. Yeah,
we
that's
knew
a
it
good
was going to rain today. It has rained all day today.
Yeah. Well, I want to welcome our viewers that are with us on the live broadcast, as well as people that are listening to this later on audio podcast. Today, on this episode of Game Set Match Kentucky, we are finally going to reveal some current point standings. It'll be the first time this season that any point standings are released. We're also going to look at the results of one of our recent tournaments. But first, Chad, would you tell us a little bit about Family Medical Centers?
I would love to tell you about Family Medical Centers. Family Medical Centers, of course, is you caught me off guard a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm getting back to my screen so I can tell you about Family Medical Centers. Family Medical Centers is a community health center with more than 135 locations and has been providing health care to Kentuckians for over a decade. Many schools in Kentucky feature a branch of Family Medical Centers known as Healthy Kids Clinics. This school-based health care is a unique combination of school nursing services and school-based health centers. School nurses work collaboratively with school-based health centers to provide an array of health services to keep students healthy and ready to learn. Services include acute care visits, well child visits, physicals, and immunizations. For more information, call 844-435-8900, or maybe that's 844-435-0900.
That's correct.
If you're looking for a medical home, make the clinics of Family Medical Centers your first choice. They provide primary care, school-based health care, behavioral health services, oral health services, telehealth, and both pediatric and OBGYN specialty care. For a complete list of locations and providers, check out their website at cfmcky.com. That's cfmcky.com.
You got that web address correct. Remember last time it took me about 3 times to say it before I could finally spit it out. Well, Game Set Match Kentucky is also proudly sponsored by Vision Cabinet Source in Campbellsville, Kentucky. They're a kitchen and bath cabinet supplier that ships all over the United States and has for over a decade. If you're building a new home or renovating your home, Vision Cabinet Source can provide you with classic cabinet styles that are well built and affordable. They have many different painted and stained lines of cabinets that are in stock at their warehouse at Campbellsville, Kentucky. Quick story, Chad. My cabinets were stained and now they're painted.
Oh,
we had them painted. Anyway, in making these beautiful cabinets at Vision, they have a 17-step finishing process that assures top quality craftsmanship. Don't just take it from me. I wouldn't take anything from me, for that matter. Go look at their styles and designs for yourself, and you'll agree that they do great work at an affordable price. Check out their website at visioncabinet.com, or you can call them at 270-465-3685 3222. Ask for Jason and tell them that you heard about Vision Cabinet Source right here on Game Set Match Kentucky. So, Chad, when we last aired, this was July. It was July 19th when we last did any kind of broadcast. So it's been a while. Last year and this year has been very hit and miss with everything that's going on. I have not done nearly the amount of episodes of this program that I wanted to, but I'm glad to be here now. I'm glad that you're with me again for a third time in a row this summer. So we talked about the first two tournaments of the season, the tournament that you ran, the Kids on the Block Points for Puppets tournament. We went through those results. We went through the next tournament, the Barron Classic. Since then, there have been 4 tournaments, and we're not going to go through all of those today. I wish we could, but for the sake of time, we're going to kind of skip ahead to current. But I will say the State Farm E-Town Open, they had their struggles with the weather. That Karen Henson, the director there, jokes that they have struggles with weather every year. But, she does a great job. The E-Town Tennis Commission also does a great job. And that tournament finally completed after struggling with the weather. And so it another successful event. The Miller Park Tennis Classic in Campbellsville 2 weeks after that. Great tournament once again. Kyle Cabin, the coach at Campbellsville University, ran that one. 2 weeks after that, we went to Somerset for the Alton Blakely Lake Cumberland Open. They finally had good weather after, I think, 2 years or maybe 2 out of the last 3 years. They had their weather issues. It had to be postponed a couple of times. 2 of those tournaments, I think, had to be postponed in recent years. But this time, no rain that I recall. They finished about 4 or 5 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. A great job. The new tournament director there is Chris Adkison. He's the coach at the Pulaski County High School tennis team, and he did a phenomenal job as a first-year director. So we have 2 first-year directors this year. Tim Deathridge, he's run other tournaments, but not a CKTS tournament. But he, after you gave up one of your Bowling Green tournaments, he took over, and he is running the brand new Gator Open. So I wanted to say that Tim did a really good job with that tournament this year. And did you miss doing a second tournament, Chad?
No, not really. The second tournament had always been in August. I broadcast South Warren football on radio and on Facebook Live, so it's always coincided with the beginning of football season. And so no, I was quite content with my one tournament this summer. Yeah. And I knew Tim would do a great job, so there wasn't really any apprehension about giving up that tournament.
All right, so what we'll do, we're skipping ahead to results of the Gator Open. We're going to take a quick look at those, and then last but not least, we're going to get into the current point standings of this CKTS 2021 season. So give me just a second here to share the correct screen, because I'm going to put this up here for our viewers. And if I open the right tab, yes, this is the juniors. So, Chad, are you able to go back and forth on that? Are you able to see that okay? Okay.
Absolutely. I can see that.
Okay, good. So in no particular order in these divisions, so just whatever order they are in my drop-down menu at the USTA Serve Tennis website. So this is boys 18 and under doubles. And it looks like we have champions Taylor and Noble, who defeated Faust and Shores 7-5, 2-6, 10-8. That looks like it was a heck of a match.
That was a couple South Warren kids and a couple Greenwood kids.
Awesome. All Bowling Green final.
That was fun.
This is boys 12 singles. Go ahead.
Boys 12 singles, and it looks like Kevin Song defeated Jude Tabor, if I can see that clearly enough. And he won that match by a final of 6-3, 6-2.
Next is boys 15 and under singles. Again, we went over this last time, but USTA calls it 16 and under singles. We just do it a little bit differently, and it's for 15 and under. And in that draw, Ben Hansen defeated Nolan Parsons 6-1, 3-6, and 10-3 in the match tiebreaker.
So next up,
I'll change. Go ahead.
Next up is boys 18 and under singles, and Jacob Dronick defeated Lane McFall 6-2 and 6-3.
In girls 18 and under doubles, it was the team of Graziano and Ditto defeating Dethridge and Yates 7-6, 7-5, 6-4.
Next up is girls 12 and under singles, and it was Chloe Dickens winning in the final in a third set tiebreaker, beating Addison Hales 6-0, 4-6, and then 10-7 in the super tiebreak.
In girls 15 and under singles, it was Anindita Das who wins by default over Zoe Graziano. It says withdrawal due to injury. I don't really know the story there. Do you, Chad?
I don't either.
Okay.
In girls 18 and under singles, it was Arden Dethridge defeating Avery Overmole, her teammate from Greenwood, 6-3 and 6-2.
All Greenwood final. All right. And finally, for the juniors, there was no mixed 18 and under doubles. So let's move on to the adult draws. Give me just a second, those of you that are live viewers, so I can get share the correct tab. Chad, we have like triple the viewers we had last time. I'm not going to give the number. I'm just going to tell you that it's like triple what we had when we went live last time. By the way, you can comment. Send us a note here in the chat if you'd like, and perhaps we'll address a question that you have. We'll show your comment on the screen and do that sort of thing. So if this is the correct tab now, Chad, I think it is. And we'll start with men's B doubles, and we have the team of McDonald and McQuarrie who defeated the team of Tabor and Munawar 6-3, 6-4.
In men's 40 and over doubles, there was no draw. Let's see. Was there no men's C doubles draw either?
Let's try. No men's C. We're going to talk about that when we look at the standings. Did we do 40 doubles?
We did not look to see if there was a 40 draw.
No
there
40 doubles. All right, men's open doubles.
Open doubles. This was a good match. I did see this score. So we had the Lancaster father-son duo defeating Howard and Hart in a super tiebreaker. They lost the first set 1-6, won the second set 7-6, 7-2 in the tiebreak, and then won the super tiebreaker 10-4.
Looks like that would have been quite a match to witness.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's men's C singles. We have champion Mike Blevins defeating Stephen Parsons 6-love and 6-2.
Next up is men's B singles, and it's Jason Terrell defeating Jun Tomioka in a super tiebreaker. He lost the first set 6-4, won the second 6-love, and then won the super tiebreaker. Does that say 10-8 in the 10-8, super?
Yes. Lots of split set matches in these championships.
That's good.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
It's what you want as a tournament director.
For sure, yes. So am I men's 40 and over singles then? That's a round robin. And it looks like Hamza Sheikh is the winner of that round robin. He defeated Wade Stone, and he defeated Srini Kayatham.
I'm glad.
I apologize.
I'm glad you got it.
Well, it's a newcomer, and if I meet them, I will ask them how to pronounce their name. Okay.
Men's open singles. It was Colin Hart defeating Dylan Dethridge in the final, 6-love and 6-4.
I think if Dylan keeps at it every year, that score is going to get a little closer. This is women's B doubles. The champion there was Roberts and Roberts. It's Jamie and Deborah Roberts. They defeated Schultz and Murray as well as Wolf and Doctor to get 2 wins out of that round robin.
That's a mother and daughter
combo.
It's good to see Debbie Roberts. You used to live in Franklin, moved away, but good to see her back in Bowling Green playing in a tournament. In women's open doubles, it was the very fashionable duo of Trina Rickard and Cheryl Hensel defeating Ditto and Ditto in the final. 6-1, 3-6, and then 10-7 in the super tiebreak.
I bet they were wearing matching uniforms. How crazy is that?
No doubt about that.
All right. Next, let's look at women's open singles. We had it was set up as a round robin. I think someone withdrew, and so Kayana Kim is the champion, and she defeated Min Tran, 6-love, 6-love.
Next up is mixed B doubles, and it was Patterson. And does that say Hatfield?
Patterson Hadfield. Now that is Amanda Patterson Hadfield. It's Van's
Ah,
daughter. She just
so
recently
another
married, I
father and
believe.
daughter, but she's
Yeah.
got married. Okay,
Yep.
so they defeated Nelson and Nelson in the final 6-2, 6-love.
Congratulations to them. And last but not least, the division that everybody is following so closely, mixed open doubles. The winner there is Kayana Kim and Kyatham, the partner Kyatham, 6-3, 6-3 over Calden Doty and Patrick Lawley. So congratulations to them. And I think, Chad, that's all of those divisions.
I think that was everything.
Hopefully we did not miss one. So let's go now to the current point standings. And I'll bring that up. And again, welcome to those that are watching us live. Send us your comments in the chat if you have any comments or questions.
So just to ask, because I don't want to give away some breaking news that you might be sharing, but we have Glasgow coming up this weekend. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
And
It's
then
not breaking news, but
that's not the breaking news. But after that, how many tournaments do we have remaining?
there's one on the schedule after Glasgow.
Okay.
And
So
I have no breaking news today.
okay. So well, I was just asking because when we look at the point standings, we're winding up the year, so we'll see how the next couple of tournaments affect the points race.
Exactly. Yes, there are 2 open slots on the end of the points sheets. Yeah. That's all I could say right now. All right. So let me share the point standings. All right. So hopefully I'm actually going to zoom in on that a little bit.
That's actually good for me, though. I mean, I can see it.
I was just thinking maybe, whoa, that's too much. Extreme close up. Okay. Let's try this. That's basically the same. I think I can zoom in just a little bit more. Let's see if that's too much. That's actually too much. I apologize. So let me get back to a normal view here. Okay. So we're looking at the point standings all the way through the Bowling Green or the Gator Open in Bowling Green, which just happened 2 weeks ago. In men's open singles, the current leader is Colin Hart. Dylan Dethridge, who played him in the finals, as we just saw at the Gator Open, he is tied for second place, as well as Nicholas Morosa. They both have 6 points. So before we go into this, Chad, any further, I should mention that to be listed in the point standings, someone must be a paid CKTS member, or they do not qualify for year-end points championships or runner-up titles. If their name here is listed in black, that means they're eligible. To be eligible, you have to play 2 times in this division in the same season. So some of the names are blue. That means they have only played once and they are not eligible for the title. And when we get into some later sheets here, some of the other divisions, we're going to see some of the less popular divisions that have lower numbers and no one has yet qualified to win them. Okay, so the champion is in red. Eligible people are listed in black. Not yet eligible to win are listed in blue. And if they are not a CKTS member, they do not appear on this list. That's why some of the numbers are strange. Like you might see a ranking jump from 1 to number 3. Well, where's number 2? They're hidden because they're not a paid member. So that's the reason for that. These, by the way, will be on the CKTS website at 5 p.m. today. I have scheduled that to post automatically at 5 p.m. Central Time today. So you'll be able to see them for yourself. But thank you to the viewers that are here with us now. checking it out live. Chad, let's go on to the next division, and I will give you that one.
All right, so that's men's B singles, and Jason Terrell is leading the way with 11 points. Claude Bimford is next closest with 8.5 points.
And June Tomioka almost right there to perhaps steal that runner-up spot or even the top spot with 2 tournaments left to go. In men's C singles, Kyle Williams is the leader with 16 points. Jamison Roberts right behind him with 10. Not impossible for Jamison to jump into the championship there. We'll just see how the last 2 events shake out.
Men's 40 singles, it's a close one. Jackson Grover leads with 14 points, but you just mentioned that Hamza Sheikh won the tournament here in Bowling Green, the Gator Open, and he is just 1 point behind in the standings.
So we'll be watching that division closely. It's a tight race. In boys 18 and under singles, Jacob Juronic, did I say it right that time?
That's correct.
Okay, Jacob Juronic is leading with 15 points, has a substantial lead right now. So in second place is Blake Settle with 9.
Boys 15 singles, Braden Johnson leads the way. Even though he lost early in the Gator Open, he still has a 5-point lead over Ben Hansen, who won the Gator Open.
Just another example of how participation counts for a lot. We're going to see more of that too as we go along. I should also stop and say this. If you see a mistake, let us know. It's highly likely that there could be mistakes. I did all of this all by myself. It took about 12 hours, 12 non-consecutive hours to get it all done. And there's very likely to be an occasional error here and there. You can email at the bottom of the standings is the email address to send to. It's info@cktstour.com. You can send a message there. Jump in the comments here right now and let me know if you want to do that also. Okay, is it me, boys 15?
It is.
Boys 15 and under singles.
We actually just did that one.
Oh, we did that one. I'm sorry. Yes, we did. Okay, my bad. All right. So boys 12 and under singles, William Beisner is here's an error. William Beisner and Jacob King, they're tied for first place. So both of those names should be in red. I'll fix that when I go back in a little bit. So they are tied for first place. William Beisner and Jacob King, and then Ethan Propp would be right behind them.
Men's open doubles, Colin Hart is leading right now over Calden Doty. He has 11 points. Doty has 6, and Jarrett McFall also has 6 points in men's open doubles.
So a 2-way tie for second place there. And there's a little fine print at the top. And if you've never seen these standings before, the fine print says the top earner in doubles is the champion. The next person is the runner-up. So we don't rank by teams because people play with different partners sometimes. So it's an individual ranking, even though it's for doubles. Let's move on to men's B doubles, where Jared McDonald has a half-point lead over Nathan McQuarrie, who is usually his partner, not always, but usually his partner. I think once they at Campbellsville, they did not play together. But Jared has 16.5 points over Nathan's 16 points.
Yeah, it looks like Nathan didn't play in the Campbellsville event. And so even though Jared didn't make it very far, he still picked up a half point, and that's why he has the lead.
I think that may have been the weekend that Nathan and some other guys were at a USTA team event.
In men's C doubles, we have a 4-way tie.
No one leads here because no one has played twice.
Eligible. Yeah, Camden and Richard Jackson and Cody and Matthew Sheffield all have 4 points. The only times that men's C doubles has made were at Campbellsville and at the Barron Classic. But as you said, since they're in blue, they've got to play a second event in order to be qualified to win it.
Someone needs to play, sign up for the Glasgow Open. You have an hour and a half As of this moment, you have an hour and a half to get signed up for that. Okay, let's move on then to men's 40 doubles. And here's another one where we don't have an eligible winner. There have been a few times, as you can see, Chad, that men's 40 doubles actually didn't make because there were not enough people signed up to play it. Whenever this happens at the end of the season, we sort of evaluate some of these divisions and say, this one didn't have that many people playing in it. Should we keep having it? Maybe we should get rid of this division and substitute it for something else. So if you have a favorite division that you like to play, be sure you play it and encourage your friends of the same skill level to play it so that it doesn't face the chopping block.
Yeah, I guess I'm the only one who is ineligible. Well, I'm not eligible to win yet, but I'm the only eligible player that has won, and so I won my tournament back in June, and so I have a 1 point lead over William Flickinger, Brad Hales, and Darren Polston.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I just now realized your name was on the screen in that list. So I wasn't like calling you out, but think about playing one of these last two tournaments and winning this division.
Might have to call Trina. I'd call Trina here in the next hour and a half.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Boys 18 and under doubles. The current leader is Nolan Parsons with 11 points. Jake Taylor has 8.5 right behind him.
In women's open singles, Casey Ray leads with 6 points, and nobody else is eligible to win at this point in time. There's a four-way tie behind her between Kiana Kim, Emily Novak, Ali Sally, and Haley White, but all of them have to play in another event to qualify to win it, and then they have to catch Casey Ray, who has 6 points.
Yeah, she hasn't played since the E-Town Open. I don't know if she's planning on playing anymore. I'm just glad that we have a leader right now in women's open singles, which often is one of the divisions that doesn't make, so hopefully we have a champion and a runner-up at season's end. Here's another struggling division right now. It's women's B singles, and we have no eligible winner at the moment. And because as far as memberships go, only these four ladies have played. And so maybe that changes with two tournaments to go. We'll see.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because it's been this way for a number of years. The women's doubles always seem to do better than the women's singles, and then the mixed doubles.
I'm not going to speculate on why that is because I don't dare attempt to get inside the mind of a woman.
But then the men, it seems like the singles divisions have done better than the doubles divisions for some reason.
Yeah. I think you're women's, or is this me? I'm sorry.
I think so.
Okay, women's. Oh yeah, we just went through
nobody was eligible
and already changed the screen. Okay, so now girls 18 singles.
All right, Arden Deathridge leads the way in girls 18 singles. We mentioned that she beat her teammate Avery Overmole in the final of the Gator Open, and she leads her by 3 points in the points standings.
In girls 15 and under singles, Zoe Graziano has 19 points. She's leading over the second place player Morgan Robertson, who has 12.
In girls 12 singles, Chloe Dickens leads Addison Hales by 3 points. She has 12. Addison has 9 points. She's 3 back.
In women's open doubles, maybe we should change the name of this division to the Cheryl and Trina division. I don't mean to jinx them or anything, but they seem to kind of dominate this every year, even though you can see that they missed a few tournaments for some vacations and things like that. But they are leading as a team with 10 points each.
In women's B doubles, Amber Wolf leads the way. She's got 9 points. Kelly Robertson is 1 point behind her. And then Lacey Baldwin and Ali Salih are a half point back at 7.5 points in third.
I mean, really all the way down to sixth place here, or fifth place. Well, sixth, actually. Anybody could jump in and take that division. Girls 18 and under doubles, we have the partnership of Caitlin Ditto and Zoe Graciano with 19 points sitting in the lead. Avery Overmole right behind with 11.
In mixed open doubles, you mentioned participation goes a long way. And despite some rough results the last couple of weeks, Christopher Godby and Trenna Rickard lead the way with 12.5 points. Aaron Ritchie and Jamie Roberts are 4.5 points back at 7.
Yes, I was definitely going to circle back to the participation, the whole participation counts idea for sure. All right. Mixed B doubles, Ali Salih and Jordan Salih have 12 points each after winning one tournament, finishing runner-up twice and a semifinalist once. Amber Wolf right behind with 10.5 points.
In mixed 18 doubles, there is a three-way tie for first. We have one male leading the way. That's James Chen at 8 points. And then Megan Martin and Jenny Zhang are tied for the female lead at 8 points.
Okay. Yep. First, I thought I had made a coloring error here, but I haven't. So, okay, there's a male leader and a tie for the female leader. Okay.
Correct.
Good. And that's a look at our 2021 point standings through the first 6 tournaments. And as always, you can look at those at cktstour.com/standings. That's going to be live in about 25 minutes from now. Our tournaments are USTA sanctioned for juniors and adults at Kentucky Level 6. The Glasgow Open is coming up. You have an hour and 24 minutes from this moment to get signed up to play that. I think the entry started out slowly, but today and yesterday there's been a big number of signups. So Trina's going to have a pretty good number of participants after all. So that will be this weekend, September 4th and 5th in Glasgow, Kentucky. We do not, well, actually, Chad, I had a challenge the call question, but I knew we wouldn't really have time for it today, so I'm going to save it.
Oh, okay.
And if anyone else has a challenge the call question, I don't know if we've ever done 2 in one episode before, but send us your challenge the call questions.
Is it about bathroom breaks?
No. But I would entertain a question about bathroom breaks.
I don't know if you saw last night, that was a big deal with the Tsitsipas Murray match, was an extended bathroom break.
No. This is the first time hearing about it. Can you enlighten us?
Well, at Cincinnati, whether that was last week or the week before, Zverev had an issue with Tsitsipas taking an extended bathroom break and possibly taking his cell phone into the bathroom with him. And then last night, Murray wasn't very happy because Tsitsipas again took I think it was like maybe 8 minutes that he was off the court after the third set that Murray won, I think, if I'm correct in that. And so there's been a lot of talk about what needs to be changed to make sure players don't abuse that rule.
Okay. Well, yesterday was the opening day of the U.S. Open in New York. I only watched part of one women's match. And so I didn't get to see. I watched the whole pregame show with Johnny Mack and Chrissy Everett. I watched that, and I watched some of the one of the first women's matches they were showing. But the U.S. Open is always great. Who you got in the men's singles draw?
Oh boy, Djokovic is going for the Grand Slam.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, but I think he'll do it. I really do. I think Djokovic will do it.
I agree. He's my pick on the men's side. What about on the women's side? You got a pick?
Oh, boy, I don't know. I mean, I think Halep's injured. I think Osaka is in some mental is dealing with some mental issues. Serena's out. I guess maybe I'll just go with Ash Barty. I'll go chalk.
That was my pick. That
I'll
was
go chalk.
my pick again. So we agree on 2 picks. So I hope we're both right. But it's always entertaining to watch. So It's a very exciting tournament. Well, that's about to serve out another episode of Game Set Match Kentucky. I want to thank everybody for viewing and listening. If you want to go ahead and subscribe to this podcast on any podcast app on your mobile device, like Apple Podcast or Spotify, and in that podcast app or in iTunes on your computer or the podcast app on your computer, please write us a short review and give us a 5-star rating. You can visit GameSetMatchKY.com for back issues or back episodes of all of our podcasts, and you can read show notes and more. Please like our Facebook page. I'm doing the thumbs up there. I mean, click like on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/GameSetMatchKY, or you can just search for Game Set Match Kentucky, the podcast. You can also follow us on Twitter at GameSetMatchKY. Chad is on Twitter at Chad Young Radio. I am on Twitter at Chris Godby. And I want to thank our sponsors once again, Vision Cabinet Source and Family Medical Centers. And Hawkeye says, we are out. So until next time, I'm Chris Godby with Chad Young. Chad's got to go. He's got some doubles league tonight, right?
Yeah, we usually play at Old Stone on Tuesdays. Looks like we're moving into a private indoor facility, so I'm thankful that we're able to do that before our indoor facility opens up at Buchanan Park here in November.
Thanks for being back with me again. Let's do it again very soon, because maybe we'll have some big breaking news next week. I don't know.
Maybe. Hope so.
Maybe. Okay. So. Well, until next time, I'm Chris Godby with Chad Young, and this has been Game Set Match Kentucky.